If you are in a relationship with someone who has bipolar disorder, or if you have the diagnosis yourself, you might recognize a very specific painful dynamic. I call it the manager and the project. One person becomes the case manager, tracking the meds, watching the sleep, worrying about the appointments. The other person becomes the project, constantly being monitored, fixed, and analyzed. You might love each other deeply, but you have stopped being lovers. You have become co-workers in the business of managing an illness. And let's be honest, that is not sexy, and it is exhausting for both of you. In this video, I am going to teach you how to break that cycle. We are going to implement a specific 2-minute daily reset routine. This is not about managing symptoms. It is about reclaiming your relationship from the illness. We are going to cover the hat switch technique to stop the nagging, the battery check that prevents resentment, and the landmine sweep that stops arguments before they start. I'm Clara, your guide at Bipolar Clarity. Let's take a deep breath and find each other again. Before we start, I need to remind you that I am a passionate educator and an advocate, but I am not a doctor. This video is for educational purposes and is not medical advice. Always consult with your local healthcare professionals for your specific needs. Let's start with the why. Why does the manager and project dynamic happen? It happens because bipolar disorder is a resource hog. It consumes a massive amount of oxygen in the room. When a mood episode is threatening, survival becomes the priority. The partner goes into hypervigilance mode to keep everyone safe. The person with the diagnosis goes into survival mode to get through the day. This is necessary during a crisis, but the problem is that many couples get stuck in crisis mode even when things are stable. The partner asks, "Did you take your meds?" Not out of love, but out of fear. The person with the diagnosis hears, "I don't trust you," instead of "I care about you." Resentment builds. The partner feels burdened. The diagnosed person feels controlled. The goal of the 2-minute daily reset is to manually switch off crisis mode and switch on connection mode. It creates a boundary between the illness and the relationship. We are going to break this routine into 3 specific steps: the battery check, the landmine sweep, and the spark. Step number 1, the battery check. Most couples ask, "How was your day?" That is a bad question. It invites a long, complaining story about traffic or the boss. It drains energy. Instead, I want you to ask, what is your battery percentage right now? This is a code. If the partner without the diagnosis says, "I am at 20%, that is crucial data. It means they are burned out. It means they cannot handle a heavy emotional conversation tonight. If the partner with the diagnosis says, "I am at 90%, that might actually be a red flag. Is that healthy energy, or is that hypomania starting? Knowing the battery percentage stops you from asking for things the other person cannot give. If you know your partner is at 10%, you don't ask them to do the dishes. You order pizza. You prevent the fight that would have happened because you try to draw water from an empty well. This also validates the supporter's fatigue. If you're the partner, you often feel guilty for being tired. You think, "I'm not the one with the illness. I should be strong." The battery check gives you permission to be human. It allows you to say, "I am empty," without saying, "You drained me." Step number 2, the landmine sweep. Bipolar disorder makes the brain sensitive to stress. Small things that wouldn't bother a neurotypical brain can trigger a meltdown in a bipolar brain. We call these landmines. Every evening ask each other, "Are there any landmines tomorrow?" A landmine might be, "I have a performance review at work." "My mother is calling. I have to drive in heavy traffic." If you identify the landmine in advance, you can put a flag in it. You can build a buffer. If you know your partner has a scary meeting at 2 p.m., you can text them at 1 p.m. saying, "Thinking of you." If you know you have a stressful event, you can warn your partner, "I am going to be fried when I get home. I will need 20 minutes of silence to decompress." This moves you from being reactive, fighting because someone is grumpy, to being proactive, teaming up to handle the stress. You stop fighting each other and start fighting the stressor together. Step 3, the spark. This is the most important part. Bipolar disorder steals joy. It makes everything serious. The third step of the reset is to spend 30 seconds talking about something that has absolutely nothing to do with mental health, work, or chores. I call this the non-negotiable human moment. You have to share one thing: a funny meme you saw, a bird you saw in the yard, a memory of a trip you took 10 years ago, a weird fact about octopuses. Why? Because you need to remember that you are interesting people. You are not just a patient and a nurse, you are friends. If you strip away the diagnosis, who are you? The spark reminds you. If memorizing these steps feels like just another thing you have to manage right now, don't worry. I share simple conversation guides and reminders like this in my weekly newsletter to help you stay on track. It is free, and the link is in the description. Now, let's deepen the content by talking about a technique called the hat switch. This is for the partner who feels like the manager. You feel like you have to nag. Did you sleep? Did you call the doctor? Did you eat? You do this because you are scared. But it kills intimacy. It is very hard to be romantic with someone who feels like your parole officer. I want you to use physical or verbal cues to switch hats. When you need to ask a medical question, say, "I am putting on my caregiver hat for a minute. Did you pick up your refill?" Once the answer is given, say, "Okay, taking the caregiver hat off. Now I am just your partner. Do you want to watch a movie?" This signals to the bipolar brain. The interrogation is over. You are safe now. It helps the diagnosed partner lower their defenses. They don't have to be on guard for the next checkup question. For the person with the diagnosis, you have a hat switch too. It is the ownership hat. The best way to get your partner to stop nagging you is to over-communicate. Instead of waiting for them to ask if you took your meds, tell them, "Hey, just so you know, I took my meds and I'm heading to bed." You are preemptively disarming their anxiety. You are showing them, "I am managing this." You don't have to be the manager. When you wear the ownership hat, they can take off the manager hat. Let's address a very difficult reality: the resentment gap. Often the partner feels resentful because they are doing the heavy lifting during episodes, paying bills, cleaning, parenting solo. The diagnosed person feels guilty and ashamed because they can't help. Guilt and resentment are poison. They silently corrode the bond. How do we fix this in 2 minutes? We use micro-gratitude. During your reset routine, you must thank each other for one tiny thing. But here is the rule. It cannot be a big generic thanks for everything. It has to be specific. Thank you for making the coffee this morning. Thank you for handling the insurance call. Thank you for working hard to stay stable today. For the person with bipolar, hearing, "Thank you for working on your health," is incredibly validating. It acknowledges that stability is hard work. It isn't luck, it is effort. For the partner, hearing "Thank you for holding down the fort" makes the burden feel lighter because it is seen. Now, let's talk about the drift. When one person is depressed, they drift away. They go silent. They withdraw into the bedroom. The partner often chases them. "What's wrong? Talk to me. Let me help." The more the partner chases, the more the depressed person pulls away because they feel overwhelmed. This is the pursuer-distancer dance. The 2-minute reset stops the drift without the chase. If you agree to do this reset every day, say right after dinner, it guarantees a touch point. Even if the depressed person can only say, battery is at 5%, landmine is existence, spark is nothing, they have shown up. They have communicated. The partner can say, okay, I hear you. I'm at 50%. I'll handle the landmine. I love you, and that's it. No pressure to fix the depression. Just a signal flare in the dark that says, I am still here. Let's apply this to hypomania. When the energy is high, the spark part of the routine might get out of control. The partner with bipolar might want to talk for 3 hours about their new business idea. The reset routine provides a container. It is 2 minutes, not 2 hours. If the conversation starts spiraling, the partner can say, I love your energy, but we are doing our 2-minute reset. Let's save the business plan for tomorrow. It is a structured way to say slow down without being critical. I want to create a curiosity gap regarding intimacy. Did you know that stability can sometimes feel boring? Couples often bond over the drama. The highs are exciting, the lows are tragic. Saving each other feels heroic. When the meds work and the therapy works, and you are just sitting there eating tacos on a Tuesday, it can feel flat. You might miss the intensity. The spark step in your routine is designed to replace the chaos dopamine with connection dopamine. You have to relearn how to be interesting to each other without a crisis. Let's do a micro recap of the 2-minute daily reset. Pick a time. After dinner is usually best, not right before bed when you are too tired. Step 1, the battery check. What is your percentage? Step 2, the landmine sweep. What is coming up tomorrow that is scary? Step 3, the spark. Tell me one boring human thing, and weave in the hat switch. I am asking this as your partner, not your nurse, and micro-gratitude. Here is your homework for tonight. Try it just once. Turn to your partner and say, hey, I watched a video about a reset routine. Can we try it? What is your battery percentage right now? It might feel awkward the first time. That is okay. You are building a new muscle. You are proving to each other that the illness is a part of your life, but it is not the whole of your life. There is still room for us. If this video helped you see a path back to partnership, please subscribe. We are building a library of practical, plain English tools to help you navigate life with bipolar disorder. For your next step, I highly recommend watching the video appearing on your screen right now. It is called Bipolar Communication, one word that can stop a fight. It pairs perfectly with this routine by giving you a tool for when the tension gets high. Thanks for watching, and remember, you are on the same team.